What's up? Oh, what's up, everybody? I I just introduced a sort of a live session here on, and I've got my celebration hat on, if you like, and we're just waiting for well, who are we actually waiting for? 12 midnight. My EP is going to drop at long last. And I call this as a celebration. This is like my celebration entoma, or how I should call it. And just to mini celebrate with whoever's out there at this late hour to have this EP launch celebration. Let me just make sure that I go on Instagram live as well, so that I take care of that. We're going live. So I got like two screens here and other screens there and everywhere. Since this is my life, let me just make sure I remove that that other logo that is up there. I mean, let's not even talk about it. So how are you doing tonight? I mean, hey, Nox TV Africa on Instagram, people are already signing up. Ikamara, how are you? How are you? How are you? So good to have you on. And, just to be here on this, what is it, faithful 2020. We're almost October. Shout out. Let me just give people a wave. Um, Gosh, what can I even call it? It's a blessing to even be alive this day. COVID and all of that, pandemic, lockdown, all of that's going on. Um, I am like preserving my voice. Mensa Gary, hey, Mensa Gary, so no. Eh? Debiana Osha, Instagram live, so. Gary is my colleague at High Radio. He always shows up. I think so far, he is one that is just always shows up and just he's just here. You know what I mean? Something else. Hello, hello. One of my favorite photographer. Hope you're good. Hope you're good. Hope you're good. Hope you're good. And this is like a mini celebration going on um, because my EP is about to drop midnight and on all streaming platforms. And this is quite an exciting time for me because it's my debut EP. It is my first one, and I'm super excited to be dropping it. I have to preserve my voice, so I know. Hey, Prina, how are you? I know that a lot of people they come on and bring some wine here. By the way, I'm talking to Facebook lives, YouTube lives, um, talking about my EP that is going to come, the music. This is like my mint tea with honey. I'm like a whole chew. Alfonso Samuel, that's my guitarist. Um, if you're on Instagram, by the way, you should make sure that you also tune in over there because Presidenta ABA. Brenda, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. How are you? How are you doing this pandemic? I hope you're keeping well. You're staying safe. Something else. Ah, dankjewel. Hope you are too. Je ziet er prachtig uit. Dankjewel. For those of you who might not know Dutch, ziet er prachtig uit means that you look lovely in Dutch. Alfonso, yes, on the 12th of yeah, ja, je weet zelf, op de 12e is het de dag. That's really what it is. And 12 November is the official launch of my EP with a launching concert. And it's, just even the start. Breng daar weesje erbij in het paard, hè? In het paard is op 12 november is mijn lanceringsconcert. En super excited. It's my debut EP, and even after all this while, it's my debut EP that's dropping. I've been, on this music solo thing since what 2011 is where I decided that I'm gonna go into this music. I'm gonna venture into it and do all of that, and I must make something out of it. That is really what I said. And since then, I've been dropping a single here and there, trying to make it happen. Um, and here we are in 2020. Bam, this year it finally starts. So first, I'm an engaging person. I love to talk about how you are doing and how you in the world. I think this is a good opportunity since my EP is dropping at 12. I would just let you hear a snippet of it. Um, the 12th, ja man, dope. I'm gonna try to be there. I hope to see you. De regels zijn wel streng. Je moet zelfs binnen in een concertzaal zitten met een mondkap. So it's really serious. Yeah, so 12th of November, the launching concert it's held at the concert hall. It's called Parts. It's a renowned concert hall. And it's going to start at 7:30. Of course, I'm going to do my best not to be late. Acosta, da Costa, how are you? Of course, I'm going to do my best not to be late for my own concert at the concert hall. And we're doing a launch concert of my EP called Rooted. Hey, what's up, everybody? For those of you also on Facebook, on YouTube, thanks for tuning in with me because this is like my mini celebration. Because I have to keep my voice, and this is kind of a flu period. Instead of anything, I have my cup here, and just what it is. It's pretty boring. It's tea. Yeah, it's tea. Mm. So yeah, so I've been having some questions, and there's like a couple of questions that come on, while I do my radio show or while I do any other thing. And I thought, you know what, let me just keep the moment now to really preserve it for now, and then talk about some random questions as well. And what else? Music questions. I've got some random questions. I got some marriage questions. Manfredo, how are you? How is Fiona? And how is that cute, cute baby of yours? Hope they're all doing fine. Rone, I don't know who you are. 5282. Rone wants to come into the video in a bit. I'm gonna be interacting with all of you and see how you'll be doing. Gravy, how are you? Um, I'll be dropping my EP very soon, and that's why we're here. We're having this launching celebration, and what we're doing it for is at 12 noon, wherever you are in the world. It doesn't matter whether you are in New York or whether you. I've seen your request. I'm going to pick it up in a bit so that we can chit chat. And basically, it's what was I saying? So this live session is to celebrate my debut EP. It's kicking off at 12, and wherever you are in the world, so you don't have to wait. US doesn't have to wait for the rest, or Ghana doesn't have to wait for everybody else. So it's going to drop on Town, Spotify, Tidal, SoundCloud, all of those, because I'm like pushing my music into the world. So thank you for joining me this live, and I'm looking festive. This is really in my in my African behavior, my African demeanor, sitting here and talking about this EP that I'm gonna launch. I think it's a good moment since it's thank you, Gray B, who says love your versatility. Thank you so much. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna let you hear a couple of them songs, vibe with me, tell me what you think, tell me the feel that you get off of it. I think it's really cool to also then know, what that next single is, and also talk about that concept, talk about the theme, talk about life in general, and how you doing. Graby, I know that you're based in Ghana. I know Ghana is slightly going back to its normal routine. How are you from wherever in the world that you are doing? I would really love to know how you're catching up, and all of that. And especially in this time, it is really good to encourage each other a bit and to be like, hey, you're doing good, you're doing well, you're doing all of that and above. So yeah, here we are. And by the way, in the background is my first single. I dropped it in 2019, and Things and Praise. The visual is out and all of that. And and I got some more. Now I have dropped a new single, and I'm gonna talk about that anyway. But anyway, first up, how are you all doing? How is pandemic? How is not the pandemic itself, but how are you going through all of that? I think it's thank you, Manfredo, who says, I love your music. You are so humble and beautiful. Thank you so much. Shout out to you for that. Shout out to you for that. So hi, Amni Shots. How are you doing? I'm just taking the time to give a shout out to all of those that are just coming by and everything. And in a bit, I'm going to be talking to people here on this live. I think that is super cool that people are requesting a talk with me. I think that is super cool. But anyway, 12, 12 a.m. We got ya, so we good. Yes, we definitely got ya. So yeah, what we're gonna it's dropping this 12 o'clock wherever you are in the world on all streaming platforms, and it's definitely an EP that's gonna take you to I call it a revamped African roots music. Um, uh, Manfredo, I see a question. Where are you from? Ghana? Good question. You started the Q&A because I've been having some other questions. Where I'm from, Ghana. My parents are from a town called Bekwai, and it's not too far out from Kumasi. And a lot of Bekwai people happen to migrate to this place in the world. Here in The Hague, Amsterdam ish, you have a few of them here, but we're quite represented. Hello, Yetune. How are you? How are you? That's a lovely single who just recently dropped her single. You should definitely check her out. And so where I am from in Ghana, my parents are from a town called Bekwai. Yes, I've been there before. Been there a couple of times, and it's really like you know a warm town. Everybody knows each other. From what family you are related, so nobody can make the mistakes of accidentally marrying your cousins if that is what people are worried about. And that's really where I'm from. My dad's side, their family, because even though he grew up in that town, my dad's family is from Almina. Yeah, your wife's parents are from Kumasi. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have a lot of family living there. And my dad's side, if you go to his family, my granddad comes from Almina. So from that dad's side, they're actually Fanti for, what we call it. And from my mom's side, she's also a blend of tribes, is what they would call it. She's from Bekwai, representing Bekwai, I think. Bekwai for like, die hard, they represent themselves. But from my mom's side, which is my grandmother, they're also Ga. So there's a bit of mix there. But if we talk about where we come from Ghana, then we say we are from Bekwai. That's really what we're from. And I think I would have a hard time if I would deny it or would mention any other town. Shout out to Kobna Nyako who says, are you ready to have some collabo in Ghana? Yes, Kobna. And I'm going to be there very soon. I can't wait to be back home because of Rona, and due to the launch, of this EP, the concert that I have to do. I really had to pause, coming to GH. I've been missing my family and all of them. Man, I can't wait to be back, have the sun glowing on my skin, and just be going about because it almost seems as if life in GH is gradually just going back to normal, like corona is non-existent if you wear your mask, that is really what you do. And yeah, that's really what life is. So I think, Ghana is being a sweet escape. By the way, Manfredo, have you been to GH? Have you been there yet, or is it still, your time for the wifey and the child to go? Delani, or Delali. How are you? How are you? Um, so you're welcome to. This is like my mini launch. I know it should be looking like a party, but this is my party. And Manfredo, you should definitely go. You should make some time out to go because you're gonna love it. You're definitely gonna love the people, the culture, and everything. Um, all of that. So yeah, man, it's good to hear you. Delali, I'm good. I'm good. That's my colleague from High Radio who's tuning in right now. And shout out to you. Shout out to you for tuning in. I'm just looking to I would love to visit GH. You tune in, yes, you should definitely do that. Nigerians and Ghanaians um, are like cousins, that love each other, they hate each other, they compete with each other. Nana Safo, oh, it's been a minute. What? It's been such a long time. How are you doing? How are you doing? It's been such a long time. I'm sitting here because it's a party. Me, I'm celebrating you. Thank you, Yatune. So here is my comfortable party, my launching, because in a bit my EP is gonna launch, and I would really love to share the story behind it. We got a concert coming up in the city of The Hague, which is also going to be virtual. So especially most of the people that are following my account are Ghana based, so they can get to enjoy. We have some nice collaborations with that. Hello, Kim Star 256. How are you doing? And Nana Safo is saying, I'm doing great. Good to hear from you. It's been very long, and I'm happy to hear that you're doing great by the grace of God. And yeah, so here I am. My EP is about to drop in just like 1.5 hour. And before that happens, just would like to give you some background info and to give you an idea as to what's going on, and where's the music coming from. You probably see my face as a presenter. I'm on the radio, on the airwaves, at events, or I'm at other places or whatever, but to really give you an idea as to what this music thing is about, and knowing where that comes from, because all kinds of music have a story, and I'm really looking forward to kind of relate with you on that music aspect. Good to hear from you, Kim Star. Great, love your music. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. Where in the world are you? I always love to hear from people that are, wherever they are in the world, um, because this pandemic, or whatever they call it, is making the world a smaller a smaller place, as it is. So what this is really about is that my EP is called Rooted. I came up with the name Rooted after a lot of music doing. One thing I always love, 2.5 hours in London. Right, right. I think we have now about an hour distance with London. I think now, or is that what you're talking about? So yeah, rooted. It's a theme I came up with, and after doing a whole lot with music, recording a lot of songs and all of that, and one thing I also do is I love to pray with the music that I make, and that rooted really came back to me. Um, also in the journey of who I was, and really trying to figure out where I want to go. And you realize that any person that makes it through whatever storm, um, oh, for my EP, okay, got it, my friend. Oh, yeah. 2.5 hours on your end. For this end, it's about 1.5 hours before it launches. EP launches on all streaming platforms. Yay! So rooted is really about staying rooted in God's word, staying rooted in being good grounded, having a stable state of mind, and all of that. And a lot of that happened, when I really started to have pick up a new perspective on life as to who am I, where has God made me for, what am I to do, where am I to navigate, and all of that. So there was this particular scripture that is Colossians 2 verse 7 that talks about staying rooted in Christ, and I really started to dive into that, what that means, you know, and what that meant for me was a whole lot of new perspective, a new outlook on love, a new outlook on relationship, a new outlook on every morning that I wake up, a new outlook on how I engage with people, how I engage and talk to others, how I look at myself. So all of these facets came back in this particular concept that I've written in Rooted. So the first single is actually already out, and I think I should show some of you who might not have seen it, because that could be possible. Um, the song "Thanks and Praise" came out in January 2019. For those of you on Facebook and YouTube, you will see it there. And what happens is that song, it came really naturally. I worked on it with Thomas Beckhouse, which is was really funny because he's a white guy. He's Dutch, and he's married to a Ghanaian, and he knows the African flavor. Like, he knows African music like crazy. He will play you the classic. He's a master on the guitar, and you know he would just play crazy stuff for you. Like, he's surrounded with Ghanaian people. His wife is Ghanaian. He's traveled back and forth, to Ghana, playing at live places. And one of the things that I've really grown up with is with live music. Mm. My friend, I'll be getting to your question. So I grew up with a lot of live music. My dad used to organize one of the grand African festivals, in the Netherlands, which was held in Delft. It was on the park. It was hot every year. People would come for that live music. The top of the top African artists would perform there. And we would be there as a family. He would be organizing. My mom would have her stand, selling food. Sometimes I will be selling sweets. There is this particular sweet that Ghanaians are really fond of, condensed milk. The love is at. Hello, how are you? They will be. I'll be selling that, and I'll be enjoying every step of that live music. And there is really where I, developed, my appetite for music, and a sort of a old school type of flavor. I grew up with the high life, I grew up with the jazz, I grew up with the pop, all of that. But really, what had been like the largest thread was really the African music, high life at that time. At that time, if you would go back to, songs like Kodunchi and Daddy Lumba, they really had that funk. And with that said, he really brought that to life in that song that is "Thanks and Praise," which is my first single of this EP that is coming out. So that one was really, 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 really cool, and you can check that one out on what's it called, on YouTube. I will show it when we're gonna end it. Hello, Gloria Dio. How are you? How are you doing? And Ronjigi, how are you? I just had to speak that Caribbean style. I don't know why. So let's pick up on these questions. I've had some questions. Is Manfredo asking, "How old are you? How old are you?" Good question. I always hope to look, 23 or any of that, but I'm in my 30s. Let me just put it that way. And I also got another question here is is there yeah, so what is the toughest that you've heard? What is the toughest that you've heard? Okay, so I'm not sure if you mean like what is the toughest you've heard like in terms of music or in terms of, let me just say that the toughest I've heard in my journey as being in entertainment, being in presenting, because I've been presenting at events and stuff like that for almost 10 years now. Yes, 10 years. Back in the day, when was this? This was 2009. Back then is where um, I won this um, particular beauty pageant in Holland. It's equivalent to a Miss Ghana. It was then Face of Ghana, and I won. So I had to represent the young people in Ghana. Um, and shout out to you, my friend Gary Mendez. Who is it? That's a fellow artist. Like people should check him out. Like he's super super dope. Also West African, and like he can do everything. He raps, he sings, uh, I we should do a feature together one day. So yeah, the question was, what is the toughest you've heard? I think the toughest is that I've heard in music is, you have to find yourself. You have to find yourself, and you have to work on your vocals. You have to. Uh, How are you, Gary? So you have to work on your vocals, and listen. That is like a really like a hard pill to swallow. Kalonda, how are you? That is like a really hard pill to swallow when people say like you have to find yourself or you have to work on your vocals or something, because you can interpret it as like you're not good, while you have been working, you've been at the studio, you've been collaborating. I think the starting days of being an artist is like the hardest, because you have that drive, you have that thing of, I have to make it happen, but not everybody is going to like you. You're not going to get the support, from Bless. How are you? How are you doing? Thank you for showing up with me. I'm about to launch my EP at 12. So I'm here having my party with, because my throat hurt, with a cup of tea. So yeah, so that is probably the toughest one I've heard. But one thing that I've done is that I've worked with that at the time, and there are some performances you might find online, which I'm not too proud of, but I am again at the end proud because I took it to learn and improve myself, and that's really what I've been doing, and also that finding yourself bit. I just went and did it. I was like, so what do people mean with finding yourself? I sat down and, listened back to what sounds are good for me and things like that. So, what else? What is the biggest you have got in music? My vocals. That's the biggest that I've got in music. That is the biggest that I've got. I think, the highlights of whatever that I do in music is that I get to perform to people that, end up saying, what, I've never listened to your type of music like that before. They'll be like asking like, is it about God? Is it about life? Is it about faith? Is it about this? At some way it allows them to sit down and listen to the lyrics and feeling the vibe. And me, I really have a soulful voice, so I like to mix it with that African of mine, that African side of myself, and then revamp it. So let's take on another question before I let you hear one of the songs that is on my EP. I'll let you hear like 30 minutes, and then we get to talking. Mm. So I hope that you're happy with that. I'm in my 30s. Ronjigi, how are you? Where are you listening from? What's your best collaboration so far? My best collaboration so far. Oh, I think um it is with a Nigerian producer. He's super dope. He's called T Babs. T Babs is a producer, man. Like he gets it. The US. Oh, cool. Where in the US are you? I hear US is crazy depending on the state that you are in, you know? Mm, and also the regulations and stuff. Is it like locked down and all of that? How is that? So yeah, what was I saying? My best collaboration so far is with the on the producer side, I would say T Babs because he is the type of North Carolina. Whoa. Okay, 30, but you look younger. Thank you. Thank you. I hope to keep having that. My mom looks young, so I like to keep that. So T Babs, you should really check him out. He's a producer that is just dope, kind of upcoming, but yet again he has some hits, some million spin hits on his hands. He is really good, a producer that I've worked with. So far, there are also some other artists that are out there that I've worked with that are really cool. There is this Nigerian artist called Jessica Liz. You should really check her out. I've worked with her before. She is super dope. Um, there are some really good talents. And there was one question that somebody dropped was like, who would you like to work with as far as music is concerned? I think what would be one of one of the dreams that I have that relates to music is you know a Lauren Hill, or who else is listen, if the legend the legendary Quadrenchi, that is not even bad at all. But those are obviously legends. But someone like Lauren Hill, because of her, her message, it is in depth. It is it's a message that talks about God, about life, about everything. And I like her type of feel. Mali music is also one that I would really love to work with. And of course it's a whole list. It's a whole list. But if I like come to think of one, is one that I would think of. Okay, so let me just let you hear this music because I'm talking a lot. I've been using these vocals like the whole day already. This is, by the way, the track that a record that Thomas Beckhuis, who is like a Dutch, but knows Ghana flavor. He produced this, which I told you that holds a funk, and that song is out already. You, you're special. You're special. And I'm gonna do it with my hands out. This joy is for me. You gotta know it's all in the things you do. Ooh, ooh. And I'm gonna do it with my hands out. This joy is for me. It's all in the things you do. Ooh, ooh. And I'm gonna do it with my hands out. At least joy is for me. You gotta know it's all in the things you do. Mm. And I'm gonna do it with my hands out. This joy is for me. All in the things you do. Woo, woo. So that one is "Thanks and Praise," which is out there, and that song is really a reflection on transformation of Christ in my life, my whole perspective. The video is really glamorous. It's really Afrocentric. It really reflects a place in my life where I grew up loving the way I look, the way I everything about me. And there I have a few ladies that inspire me, that make me laugh, that are beautiful, that, all wear the African attire and stuff like that. And it's like that black beauty, Africanness, and you've got the short hair, you've got the long hair, and all of that. And it's just a whole Afrocentric vibe. And it's like an oath. The video is an oath to all, young ladies of color that, at some place in their life had to deal with the challenge of loving themselves, overcoming hurdles and all of that. And that's really what the vibe is. So you should check that one out. It's called Thanks and Praise, and that one was dropped in January 2019, actually. And now, finally, we're going to the EP. So let me let you hear, because once you listen to it in a bit, it's going to come out on the Spotify, Tidal, Town, and all of that. Um, it's gonna take you, it's gonna start, I'm just gonna explain it so that you will understand. At first it's gonna take you um to my roots. You're gonna hear the beat of the drum, and I'm gonna share about what being rooted really means to me. It's about state of mind, it's about prayer, it's about, you know um it's about being grounded, and all of that. Hey, XT Music Lab, how are you? And it's really going to take you to that roots, and then it brings you to thanks and praise. And after that, it brings you to a single that I just dropped. The video is going to come out really soon. Again, I've worked with the same video producer that I worked with on Thanks and Praise, because for this EP, I really wanted to keep a particular colorfulness. I really wanted to dive into where I'm from as an African, how it was like growing up in the Netherlands, having a blend of cultures. Hello, Morris. How are you? Having a blend of cultures, and keeping that Ghana culture alive, because that was obviously in family and all of that. It's just strong. You keep going back to where you are. Peter sings. How are you? How are you? I'm a fan of your music. Peter sings. And Morris, I love your music as well. By the way, I'm here live. I'm having this virtual launch, a Q&A, because I've been getting some questions that I wasn't able to always answer on Instagram Live or Instagram stuff. So I'm having this launch, which, by the way, we're having on the 12th of November, a whole concert we will be having. So let me just let you hear these songs, and before Insta Live is gonna kick me out. um, oh yeah, yeah. So this is a record that is out. Tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. I feel like a DJ here. Don't you wait for tomorrow. Today, eh, eh. We know tomorrow gonna be different. And together we gonna shine, shine. Unite to people change our story. And forever we gonna smile, smile. But for today I choose to be happy. And nothing gonna change my mind today. When I go be my portion. And nothing gonna change my mind today. And I hope we see you. Cause you never let me down. Lord, you don't change my story. And my head will never cry. For my hope is in you. And I'm looking unto you. For tomorrow go be better day. I know go better. So that is a record of mine that is called Tomorrow. Tomorrow, tomorrow. Hey James, James the artist, please keep hanging around. I'm gonna pick up your request in a bit. Um, so tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. I took in the pigeon English a bit. That my hope is in you, cause you never let me down. And that really comes from the concept of our tomorrow means a lot. like especially in this time, let's just make it to tomorrow. That's really where we're at in life. And um, I told you that, as far as this music is concerned, I took it through a lot of prayers and took it through a lot of changing, that transformation in my life. And particular scripture that talks about, um, do not worry about your tomorrow, really had me to reflect on, okay, how do you deal with, in life with your tomorrow in general? Do you just relax and just, be like, God is going to make things all right? Or are you going to be that type of person that is going to feel responsible for all that has been handed to you by the Almighty? You know what I mean? And it then also made me reflect on, um, how working together with the right people could change your tomorrow, having vision, having hope, allowing God to give you a sense of hope and never giving up, working hard, you know what I mean, working strategically. And while you work, your hope is in the Almighty. Papa Ik, how are you? How are you? And so yeah, so it's really about, where you're looking at tomorrow, and it's at the same time also very, very relevant to this time, because our tomorrow, just looking at, wherever we are in the world, fighting for our rights, as Black people, and making sure we are known, making sure we are heard, while we are known to be very prayerful about our tomorrow. So that concept of tomorrow is so strong that, I really had to take it and put it in a song and really get that bass on. The producer there, KBJ, he's from London. He kind of brought it back to that high life that I grew up on, the early 90s, um, where high life kind of took a swing and took more of the funk that was, known in the Western music. And that's why he took that bass. Dun, 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 dun. So that's really how the thing came about. And the song itself came to in my mind hearing that bass line, and that was really what it was about. um I am good. I am good. I am good. James the artist, how are you? How are you? um i've seen I've seen your requests. Just let me know when you're ready, so we get to talking. um so that is really what tomorrow is about, really pushing up, impressing it on the hearts of people to not give up, to continue the prayer, but again, also that hard work in life, that hard work, that never giving up mentality, always aiming for unity, working together, because at the end of the day, we are all one, you know, in that Ubuntu state of mind. Um, the next song is sort of, a more serious one. It's that song is called, it's Morning. And let me see where that song is. mm, oh, there it is. Hey, Francesca, how are you? This would probably be song number 3 on there. Is it song number 3? Song number 4? Yeah. Any jet, yeah. Out of toxic. Thank you. And it's like seeing what as we grow. I've searched all. Ooh, on me as I live. Reveals itself again. Morning again. All the good you've done for me. Joy is happening. It's morning again. You're the reason why I sing. It's a morning. it's morning. So yeah, that is that is probably record number three or number four. Um, hey, go for one, Modize. I don't know if I say that right. How are you, girl? Um, thank you, Papa Ike, for loving that track tomorrow. I'm blessing myself and my friends with it. Love it. So that song was tomorrow. And by the way, this was Q&A, so I'm picking up some of that song. Um, okay. So one of the question I had was, what do you like most, singing or presenting? Oh man, I love music. I love music. I love music. Okay, so presenting would be my second love. Music is really my first love, especially, that live music. And that is really particularly where I chose for that live music in this EP, for that element to come back, every time. And um, with the live music, I chose it because it's really what I grew up on. That's really what makes me feel home. It makes me really feel at home, where I don't have to try to be like somebody or something else. And that is really what helps me going. But presenting is my second love, because at the end of the day, I love interacting with people. I'm a really good listener. And I love, being on one page with somebody, and then, talking about, what we go through, and writing a song off of that. And that's why this song is morning is really, I hope, I pray that it will help people to reflect on every morning as one, that, you'll be grateful. Hey, FG Etna, how are you? That you'll be grateful to wake up every morning, and, thank God, and enjoy, every piece of the day, enjoy life, laugh, I love to laugh. I love to laugh. So that is really what is distinct in this message. Let me see. I got another question. Gova, can I call you Gova? I know you're from South Africa. I know you're based there. Where in South Africa are you? Let me know. What inspired such an authentic sound? Woof. What inspired such an authentic sound is time. Time. In my case, as a solo artist, I started in 2011, and now the debut EP comes out, so it took a while. It really took that time, and I'm glad it did, because I it really helped me to look at what makes me me, what makes me stand out. Who am I? What is this sound? What are all the components to that voice of yours and everything? So that I'm glad it's called unique. I hope it remains that way. But it's really the growth, the trusting of the process, and really taking it through everything that makes that good music. And oh, you're based in Johannesburg, Joburg. That's how you say it, right? I'm trying to like. I love you, South Africans. You people just enjoy life so much. There are a couple of South Africans I look up to. Nimzamo Mbata. Is that how it called? I love her. I love her. Um, yeah, there are a couple of South Africans that and I love how you do your music, your production. Like South Africa is mwah. I hope to I pray actually that I get to perform there one day. So yeah. So here is one song that you get to hear on the EP. Rooted is dropping in about an hour. You absolutely love her. Yeah, I love Mbata as well. Nomzamo and Nandi. Nandi is also, she is beautiful. I love that, that family element of her. She got kids, she got hubby. I love that about South Africa. It's not taboo to just be a career woman and have family. You know what I mean? And have kids, a bunch of kids, and just have life and look fabulous while you're at it. Yes. Um, so yeah, I've been working with great producers, man, producers that, just understand. I'm gonna let you hear a piece of one of my favorites. The lights of my life, I cannot deny. When you told me, my brother no ya kokora. I made up my mind about that. Because I want him out, it makes life easy. He doesn't want to comfort me. Realize me, I'm now complete. Oh, would I ask one call? He doesn't want to comfort me. Realize me, I'm now complete. Oh, would I ask one call? And I can do a minute without you. And I can do a minute without you. Can do a minute without you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We are my dream. So yeah, that is by the way, hey talks, how are you doing? How are you doing? Um, welcome to my pre-virtual launch, and my EP is about to drop in an hour, and that is one record that is like dear to my heart. I know by the time that it's gonna come out, because of course you'll hear it on the EP, but with the video and everything, I'm gonna be back in my motherland, and I'll be releasing it there. We have some great collaborations and announcements coming up. It's fantastic. But that song, man, is my everything. By the way, let me see if I got another one of these questions. What's the wildest thing you have done? Let me sip. you know, when somebody asks you like, what is the wildest thing you've done, or where are you afraid of? Are you the, those are kind of questions like you really have to think, and then all of a sudden you'd be like, oh yeah, so that's the craziest thing I've done. Man, what's the craziest thing I've done? What's the craziest thing I've done? Um, okay, so I'm thinking like it hasn't been anything crazy with anything drinking and stuff, because I've always been I had to be health conscious at a young age, so I didn't really play with that much. um thank you, Papa Ike. Yeah, that one is beautiful. I'm gonna actually release it in GH, so stay tuned for that. When I come, and yeah, that is actually my favorite song. I collaborate with Pakofi. He's called Pakofi Hendrix, and Pakofi Hendrix is he's super talented. That is such a talented person that he himself doesn't realize. He also co-wrote my track called Shiro. You have to it at Shiro, which was like my very first single. And the area say I'm ding. Oh yeah, baba bejo. I feel it chi, I see it chi. Because that's a song about the epitome of womanhood, and that kind of stuff. And he wrote that. I mean, we were working on the track, and he just got it. He was like, bam, and I had to have him on there. Initially, there was a Ghana-based artist on it, but due to the pandemic and due to the time frame of us setting the video, I knew I had to hold that particular Ghanaian artist, who is also amazing, for the next project. So, and not to say that Baku Fiendix was second best, but for this song, it had to be that it had to be an artist that knows music, that knows keys, that knows guitar, because it is those type of artists that just get it. You know what I mean? I really had to bring that element. Everything is about God being my everything. When I wake up in the morning, He's my everything. Hello, Mr. Kofi Sam. Him being my everything, and taking him with me through my day-to-day business, and finding more about what it means to live life, not just being on your own, you know but having God with you in your own decision making process, which has been really good, and blessingly good. for me. So and sometimes the random. So back to this wildest thing I've ever done. Woo! I just have to think about that. Wildest, in my younger days, in my younger days, and don't tell anybody. Hello, Kofi Sam, don't tell anybody. I think in my younger days where you kind of experiment um with a cigarette, and it eventually didn't happen. It didn't work out, by the way. It wasn't my thing. But the wildest thing, I would really have to think about that to find out, because I'm the kind of person, I go through crazy stuff sometimes, but I just leave it and just move on. And then when I'm with my friends, I'm like, oh yeah, this crazy thing that I went through. So my friends are always watchful. They be like, whenever they be sharing their stories, at the end they be like, Tina, do you care to share about something that you go through? And I really have to think hard, and then I'll be dropping my crazy experience. Hello, Ali Idris. Ali Idris. So next song I'll be letting you hear, which is really more of leaning towards a gospel type of sound, which is this one. Um, yeah, which is really this one. Where is that one? Oh yeah. So you should hear this, which is like a beautiful melodic, typical song that you would put at the end. Mysterious way that you're working in my life every day. People love you too much time. Hello, my doubt. Hello, my fear. Hello, my everything lost. Any reason to believe this is my song of praise, and it's coming from my heart. Oh, you have done for me, Lord. I will sing. Yes, I will a lot of guitar. Man, guitar is that my best friend. A lot of guitar. So that song is one that I wrote with one of my mentors who's based in US. He is man. He's been in the music for a long time. He's Ghanaian. Hello, Kweku Nesta. How are you? Thank you for joining me through Facebook on my launch in about an hour. My EP will be dropping on all platforms, streaming platforms. So make sure that you check it out. Um, yeah, that song is I wrote the verse, and I already had a particular chorus in mind, and then he was like, this is how you're gonna sing it. And it had a tricky timing. The timing was tricky. I still don't think I've mastered it the way he sang it, but it came off really really good. And the song is sweet. I mean, if you're just sitting down, if you're just reflecting on your day, whatever, you should definitely listen to it. The guitar, Thomas Beckhuis, which is a Dutch producer who knows Ghana music. He's like, I don't know how he does it, but it's super cool. And let me take on one more question. Uh, what is what kind of people do you don't like, and what kind of people do you like? Oh, whoosh. Okay, so I am generally, a very, I have people around me who have energy, they inspire me. I like people that make me laugh. I like people that, are observant and like to make like funny comments and stuff like that. Those are the type of friends that I have around me. My friend, not all my friends can be quiet. It's not like that. There are a couple of things I don't like, man. Oh, um, like for instance, married men who are disrespectful to their wives. Oh, I can't stand them. Like those types of people, I don't. Ghana internet is messing me up. Oh, Kuse. What kind of internet is it? Is it MTN? Because I know MTN is giving trouble. Oh, I can't. The married men or were disrespectful to, or even the other way around. I cannot. Um, and I also don't like people who are too detailed. You have people that like to pick on small things and too detailed, have to reassess things 5 times before they do it. Nah, I'm that let's go for it, let's do it, kind of person. So yeah, and I love people with a sense of humor. Oh man, I love to laugh. Every day I must have a laugh. Every day. Every day I must have a laugh. So let me yeah, Papa, I don't like those. I don't like it. And they always seem to chase. Okay. So this is one song that is it's also one of my favorite. It is more I think my South African listeners will really love it. Really love it. It's bouncy, but I am so in love with that song. MTN. My head is lifted, I'm rising. Amen. I walk on my feet, my portion. Amen. Oh, amen. Energy rising, challenge me, rise up, trouble me, rise up. I speak with me, all my mind, don't blow up. Do it all, I'll be unshakable, 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 oh yeah, unshakable, mm. Ooh. Maria. Da di da di da da di da di da 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 di da. Mm. Thank you, Mr. Kofi Sam. Oh yeah, that one. That one is one of my favorite. It's T Babs who came with it. What we pretty much did. Hey Maria, how are you? I've been missing you. That's my cousin. So that song is called Unshakable, Unshakable, Unshakable. Part of, being rooted, your mindset, your mind on God and having a new perspective is as a result, being unshakable, being able to push through, being able to still focus. And that song was actually a prayer of, help me to be on that place. And when T-Babs heard my voice, he said, "Oh man, I need to make something Afro house, really up tempo." Um, thank you. I really have to bring out something. We take it South Africa because that Afro house in South Africa is grand. And he came up with that, and he came up with a rhythm on it, and there it just went. It was super cool, super cool. So let me pick up a conversation with James the artist and see what he has to say. James the artist, we go back in music for a while. Let me see if he picks it. So yeah, in about 45 minutes. Hey James, how are you? I know, and the live will just be draining all of it. Okay, all right, 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 right. Yes, absolutely. Very soon, it's going to be on all streaming platforms, and so I'm giving people a preview, and I know you've heard it. You've heard it already. Yeah.
Yeah,
So what do you think? Because you've been one that's been giving me super ideas, following me, you know.
yeah. I think it's what I've heard is no. To be honest, I think it's like the best I've heard you
Right.
in comparing to hearing your work from a lot earlier on.
Yeah.
So it's clear evidence of you've done some serious artist development work,
Right.
you know. And I think it's always challenging maybe
Yeah.
when someone's an artist, they've got other skills. So for you, you do these interviews, you've got your freelance media thing that you do,
Yeah.
and so from the outside looking in, it looks like you're active, um, you know, in various ways. But then you do music,
Yeah.
but it can easily, for some people, it can be like, okay, you do music, you do music. A lot of people do music, you know.
Yeah.
Tom, Dick, and Harry, you know, everyone's brother or cousin can rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or know something to say. But I feel like with what you've done here, it's a real, it's a real, looking for the word. Not, I want to say genuine is not the right word, but there's something to it. This here,
Right.
there's something to it as far as it feels, it feels whole. It feels you find your place. It's like
Right.
you push to get to this point, but at the same time it's balanced, and at the same time you pick the right production.
Right.
Yeah, so I think my only thought for you is
Yeah.
in this climate too, how do you brand it? How do you
Yeah.
promote it if you need to? Do you need to do public relations, and what kind of public relations? Because
Yeah.
there clearly is there clearly is an audience
Yeah.
for what you've done. The question is, where should it sit
Exactly.
as far as who who should be made aware of it? Who
Yeah.
should it come in the attention of? Where should it be situated?
Yeah.
Those are the concerns
Yeah.
to have and the questions to have.
Yeah.
If you can answer those questions, then potentially with an effort like this,
Yeah.
if you can answer those questions, then the next phase will be beyond the bigger thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're
Yeah,
right. That's really what's key. That where is it for? Who is it? Where are those people? Who they hang out with? It's
there's,
key.
there's, there's a diversity of demographics. I can see that.
Right.
There's people who are there's people who are very churchy and into gospel. For
Yeah.
some of them,
Yeah.
it's for people who are like the African adult kind of auntie
Sure.
mother type vibe. It's
Sure.
for women as in not girls, women
Yeah. Yeah.
who are kind of mature and
Yeah.
like reflect on life and stuff.
Yeah.
But then it's also international, and I think it can also appeal to some people outside of our typical demographic.
Right.
So I can see there's some European audiences and white audiences that would appreciate it too.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would suggest if there's any people in the industry that you know, whether that's in Ghana,
Mhm.
in other markets, in the Netherlands, who you respect
Yeah.
creatively, maybe they're artists themselves, maybe they're songwriters or producers, or even managers maybe who deal with artists
Yeah.
similar to you in some ways but far ahead.
Right.
If those type of people see value in what you've done, then
Yeah.
you're on to something.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think that's like the good way to go about it. Being an artist, you have to be strategic. You know, and if I could definitely keep an eye on that. It's about the networking and getting the right people on board. I think it's just then a matter of time, once you're strategic about things. Hello, Ballo Africa. Ballo Africa is also one cool, great artist in Ghana. Um, and yeah, I think this is like good, especially coming for you because we've known each other, from the music for years
okay.
now, and
No,
you,
generally.
Right.
genuinely, because I can listen to music for days. Like, I
Yeah.
can play back, play back, play back, play back. I don't mind. You know what I mean?
Right.
So with this saying, like, I was genuinely like, she went somewhere
Right.
and she arrived somewhere that was there's something there. It really
Right.
is. So like, what's after this should be bigger.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, 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 yeah. What's after this should be bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think that's really the thing um about it. You know, if you continue to keep
mm,
strategically going and also, listening to people like yourself because really that industry, as an African yourself, you open my ears to even that South African sound, and you know you even take me to Zambia sometimes, or songs from Tanzania, and that also offers like a fresh feel of, as in terms of who African people are, and the type of.
this is the thing. I think Africa is a word. Also, it's a continent.
Yeah.
So I think, and this is the differentiation I'm making between diaspora communities and domestic. So, for instance,
Yeah.
there are countries in Africa that are doing, say, reasonably okay
Yeah.
or better than others, and those populations,
Yeah.
they're not going to be migrants. You see what I'm saying? Congolese, you can find them everywhere. Ghanaians, you can find them everywhere. Nigerians, and
Ghanaians,
their
Nigerians.
countries are kind of, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So they have to they
Gotcha.
have to try and make life elsewhere. But there's countries where that's not necessarily the case. South
True.
Africa to a degree is like that.
True.
You don't know what's going on there unless you know someone there or you consume it
True.
like I do at this point. Kenya too. It's hard to find like a big community of Kenyans outside of Kenya.
Yeah.
Because from what I can see, it's relatively okay. Tanzania is similar too. Zambia is similar too.
Yeah.
So that means that I take that to mean that there's more to Africa than we sometimes even and typically assert or even be like, yeah, there's still there's unexplored audiences or markets or opportunities.
Absolutely.
If you're open minded and take on and are interested in taking on being African more than just directly where you're from,
Yeah.
that's my thing. Like, yeah, Congolese. Sometimes I didn't even bring that up.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't mind playing along, and it's some people would be, oh, is this
Yeah.
guy Niger? Like, yeah, yeah, cool. You've had that. You know what I mean? So I'll just get in. I'm able to kind of maneuver a certain thing, but that
Ex-
exposes you in that way sometimes.
Exactly. Exactly. It does expose you. It does expose you a lot. Definitely. So I know one of these seconds Instagram is gonna cut me off I think I'm running to the hour. So hey Kwame Ananse, how are you? So before it does, I think it's super dope, for you giving me that feedback on music, because not just the fact that I like to engage with people. Hey Evan, how are you? And but also, find out what people listen to, and the type of feel they get from the music. It's also very important to listen to that. Sometimes it's hard because it's your art, and a lot of us artists are sensitive about our music and all of that. But if you could like truly listen, um, then you could see that that's growth, and that was definitely what I'm still going through, and building and making the music that needs to be created, if you ask me.
I'm just warning you, my battery may die. Like,
No worries, no worries, no worries. Um, so
but I hear what you're saying. I hear what you just said because I'm kind of going through it because I've come out as an artist now.
yeah,
It's kind of small. The efforts have been like I've put myself
yeah,
not in the deep end, given like a lot of what I've done. Those little, it's not like super feedback in terms of the number of quality of the feedback is good, so it's encouraging. But there's a lot of more work to come in.
absolutely.
Around.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's a lot more work cut out for us, and so help us God being able to do that. So let me just leave you before that battery, ends it. and and thanks so much, for being part of the people that pre-listen to the track list of the EP, and also, providing your comments, sharing ideas, and helping me to build that growth, as an artist. So you're one of the ones I appreciate thoroughly. So that's James the artist. Myself and James, we go way back in the music industry. We met up in Rotterdam at a hip hop and R&B industry festival. I think I had to moderate or something like that, and sing at the same time. And we've been keeping in touch. He's British Congolese. Obviously I'm Dutch Ghanaian, so we connected on a lot of ground, and he really introduced me to a lot of variety of African sounds, because Africa just has so many sounds and all of that, and he's watching me grow and all of that. So yeah, man, I'm here. In about 30 minutes, my EP is going to drop. Hello, Ohima. I'm Alexi. Shout out to you. Um, and shout out to everybody, because this is like an excited time for me. Once something or a music production drops, it's not just that. There is more work to be done. On the 12th of November, we have the launching concert, and I'll be coming to the motherland, GH, to also give a concert there, to launch that, to happen. And this is really, an EP for my heart, wishing everybody to stay grounded, especially during this interesting times, this pandemic. Hello, Rich Boadi. Hello, you looking fab, sis, like always. Thank you, and you look good on your wedding day, sis. Your dress, hey, your dress. Ooh. Listen, your dress. I don't know, that thing was too beautiful. Um, so yeah, on the 12th of November at Paard in the city of The Hague in the Netherlands, and it's also going to come out virtual, because these days, man, you can't even go to a concert, with 30 people. And I even think that if you're going to a concert on enough distance, you can't sing, you can't dance. This is life. Ooh. Hmm. I just had to give that a moment of silence. We tried. Listen, Ohima, you didn't try. You didn't try. That wasn't trying. That wasn't. And you're trying, crap. Now I just sound like an auntie. Um, so make sure that you check that out. My EP Rooted will be available on Spotify, F Town, Tidal, and so much more. This was actually the last song, one of the vibing song that I had, and yeah, man, it's going to be an interesting journey. It's going to be something else, something else, and I'm thankful for you guys interacting with me. I'm going to have on Instagram Live. I'm going to have a live session with T Babs all the way from Lagos, Nigeria, who's one of the producers on there. We are going to talk. I'm going to get Akria Cosmos and Lipsticks on, who has been directing the videos, directing this whole project that came along. We're also going to be talk about her and myself growing. She has been working with me from 8+ years, in the days where, we didn't have no money, or where I had no money. Thank you, Mr. Kofi Sam. I wish you well. Hopefully get to meet you one day. And she has been, grinding with me on music. So we're really going to talk about what it takes to build yourself in music with people that really want you well. And that's really what it's going to be. The video of tomorrow is going to come out. Hopefully, I hope we can do that next week. It's really going to be an empowering video that is going to be out. Make sure that you follow me, on all social media platforms, MS.ABA, Facebook, and all of that. And you look out for my EP, because that one is going to come out well soon. For those of you who are tuning in with me on YouTube and Facebook, I know this was kind of last minute, but I just had to take this session to one where I said, okay, let me just go on live and handle some of these questions that I seem to get. I think one of the other question was, I think I missed that one, was that someone asked, "Are you married?" I'm not married yet. I'm not married yet. um, so yeah, make sure that you follow me. It was super dope to be talking and interacting with you. We should be doing this more on a regular basis, and be communicating on a lot of other things. So let's see on what else that we can do. I'm going to show you Thanks and Praise, which is my first single, so that you can get to enjoy that if you are So I got the memo that the sound wasn't on. Thanks, Evan. Let me rectify that. Let me see. Let me make sure I replay that one for you.
It's for me. Zingo zing zingo zing. Oh zingo zing zingo zing. Oh zingo zing zingo zing. Yilele 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 yilele. I won't do all the things I used to do before. No excuses. You made me see there has to be much more. Lord, you got me longing for a new heart and all you have to give. You got me wanting for a new time. You built the best of me and grace, and I'll be no more stressing over. It's a new day. You gotta smile cause he supplies all, yeah. Has he done much for you? Put your hands up. Count your blessings one by one. And I'm gonna do it with my hands out. This joy is for me. You gotta know it's all in the things you do. And I'm gonna do it with my hands out. This joy is for me. And I know it's all in the things you do. Ooh, you're special. You're special. You're special. You're special. And I'm gonna do it with my hands out. This joy is for me. You gotta know it's all in the things you do. Ooh. And I'm gonna do it with my hands out. This joy is for me. And I know it's all in the things you do, you do, you do, you do. Gonna be different, and together we gonna shine, shine, shine on. United we will change our story, and forever we gonna smile, smile. But for today I choose to be happy, and nothing gonna change my mind today. Winner could be my portion, and nothing gonna change my mind today. Hey, hey. And my hope is in you, cause you never let me down. Lord, you don't change my story, and my head will never frown. Oh, my hope is in you, and I'm looking unto you. For tomorrow go be better day, I no go very frown. Tomorrow, I have hope for tomorrow. Don't you wait for tomorrow. We gon' change them today. Hey, hey. You are the one who lights up my day, and without you I'll never get this far. No matter what, even evil comes my way, you are the one who lifts my head in all. All of my friends have walked on the way. Want to ask me how I come this far? I tell them all my hope is here to stay. The Lord Almighty will never let me fall. Lord, my hope is in you, cause you never let me down. Lord, you don't change my story, and my head will never frown. All my hope is in you, and I'm looking unto you. For tomorrow go be better day, I don't go they frown. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I go change back tomorrow. Don't you wait for tomorrow. He has done it today. Tomorrow, I go change my tomorrow. Don't you wait for tomorrow. He has done it today. Lord, my hope is in you, cause you never let me down. Lord, you don't change my story, and my head will never frown. All my hope is in you, and I'm looking unto you. For tomorrow be a better day, I no go they frown. My hope is in you, cause you never let me down. Lord, you don't change my story, and my head will never frown. All my hope is in you, and I'm looking unto you. For tomorrow be a better day, I no go they frown.